Hi everybody, this is Rhys Barber from Audiology Associates. Thanks very much for watching our earwax removal video today. This was a really interesting case. This one, lovely lady, she was in her 90s, bless her, this lovely lady. She'd had a mastoidectomy on the other ear canal, which was lovely and clear, but very little hearing left in that ear. So this was the ear that the patient really relied on quite heavily for their hearing. And what we can see here is she's been struggling with the hearing for a long time. I mean, really struggling. So when we look in the ear canal, you can see we've got this really dry crust of wax in here. It is solid. I can't even budge it with the standard size ulnar tube. So we're going to get the rosin inserted. But look as we insert the rosin inserter. Look to the left-hand side here. Watch the discharge. Can you see that? That sort of milky colour discharge coming out. Now, if you ever see that, there's a couple of things that go through your mind first of all. We possibly could be looking at infection, which would mean that when you get infection, sometimes as it gets to the outer part of the ear canal, it can dry to a crust. And then if it forms enough of a crust, it will seal the infection behind. The other thing you could be looking at is possible perforation of the eardrum. That can happen and it cause a little bit of sort of moisture inside the ear canal. So what we're doing here is just pulling this away. Now, as soon as I start to pull away, I can see this really red, what looks like aggravated canal wall skin starting to appear behind this crust. We can just see it there. But when I pull a little bit further, what I can see is that's not the ear canal wall skin. That's actually a polyp inside the ear canal. Or a polyp is a skin growth inside the ear canal. It has a blood supply, and that's what's happened here. And this looks like it's the very beginning of a polyp. It almost looks like a little skin tag. You know those little sort of tags you can get on your skin? It looks like that because you can see the blood vessel on the surface. Now, what that means is it's going to complicate things a little bit. Beyond that, which just adds a little bit more complication in, we've got this very, very wet, dead skin. Now, to give you a little bit of a backstory for this patient, they were getting their ears cleaned out quite regularly because of the mastoid cavity on the NHS here by ENT. And obviously due to COVID, those appointments weren't running. They've got a massive backlog. So the patient has been seen for a little while. So they normally give this ear a quick clean out when they were doing the other side. Now, unfortunately, this ear hasn't been cleaned out for years. So certainly before sort of pre-COVID was the last time this one was cleaned out. Now, unfortunately, this patient produces a lot of very there's a lot of dead skin accumulating here, and because this has been going on for a few years, what's happened is you can see it started to degrade the skin underneath, which is where this wetness is coming from here. So this is a really, really blocked up ear canal, bless her. This lovely lady was really, really struggling here. So I'm using the standard size ulnar tube. Now, what makes this difficult is the crust on the surface is so solid. And this is a mixture of wax, but it's also a lot of that skin material, that wetter skin material you can see behind is hardening up on the surface. And that's what we're trying to pull away here. But to do that, we've got to take it out while avoiding the polyp. And also, the skin is still firmly attached to the fresher skin underneath. So it means everything is working against us in here. So we've got to use a lot of different tools to get this out. You can see I'm using the crocodile forceps here just to pull this out. Now, what we're expecting to see, just to give you some idea when we do start pulling this away, what we're expecting to see is because this has been sitting on the surface of the canal wall, we're not going to see healthy canal walls. If it's all the way back to the eardrum, we're not going to see a healthy looking eardrum as well, because this has been building up, don't forget, for years. So what's going to happen then is it starts to really affect the surface epithelial layer of the ear canal wall and also the surface layer of the tympanic membrane. So we're expecting that to look quite mottled, I'd imagine, at the end of this. And what will happen is when you remove all this debris, when we get rid of everything that's in the ear canal now, then that natural migration process can start to kick in. But the other thing we've asked the patient to do is to come back to us on a regular basis. So it means we're going to keep on top of this rather than it ever get into this state again. So you can see I'm really struggling to get through this dry sort of skin and wax crust here at the entrance. So I'm switching back up now to the rosin inserter. I'm looking for any place I can get a little bit of purchase here. There's a little bit of a solid piece just there. You saw the rosin inserter just flick off the top of it. So we're going to pull that bit out just to start breaking this crust down so we can get to the fresher, the softer dead skin beyond it. guys, don't forget, if you are interested in earwax removal, or if you have a problem with your ears and you want to come and see us, you're more than welcome to. There's a link to our website in the bio. There's also a link to our address in the bio as well. We've had, bless you, we've had a few phone calls from people very, very far away who didn't realize that we're not a national company. We are based down here in South Wales. So yeah, if you're close to us or close enough to us and you want to visit, drop us a message via the website then, or give us a ring. Also, guys, thank you so much for all your positive comments on the last video. It means a lot to myself and Mrs. B to know that we are getting things right for you guys. And I'd say every single comment we had on the video last night were really positive. It does help to buoy myself and Mrs. B up a lot to know that we're doing right by you guys. So thank you so much for feeding back to us on that one. That's really helped us a lot to know that we're doing the right thing by you guys. So thank you so much for that as well. So we're just taking this skin. You can see I'm having to fight this like Billy O to get it out. It is so firmly attached to the canal walls. It just does not want to budge. So we have referred this patient in because of the polyp that's in there. We've referred him back to the GP with a review of referring him on to ENT. I'm not too sure whether I told you that earlier. So we've done that as well, just to get a medical opinion. But we've got to get this canal clear. This poor lady and her family, she's been really, really struggling to hear. Her family have been struggling to communicate with her just because there's so much debris inside this ear canal. Now, obviously, as we're pulling things past this polyp, we're trying our best not to touch it. Unfortunately, the skin's attached to the back of it, so I've got to kind of peel it around here. You can see the blood vessels coming to the surface there. Look at this flap of dead skin that's coming away now. As soon as I move the suction tube, up popped this flap of dead skin. Look at this coming away. Don't miss this bit. You can see that we've got it there, it's starting to pull it. You can see the crust on the back end. This was the piece of skin that was causing the issue inside the ear canal. Look how much dead skin there was in there. That had completely filled the canal wall. There we go. That's what we expect to see, this mottled effect to the canal wall there. Now I'm just going to get rid of some of that looser debris further in. There's no trace of a perforation here, which is fantastic. We can see the eardrum. So let's just get rid of some of this softer material down near the eardrum. There we are, you can see all that coming away nicely there. We can see the eardrum beyond it. So it's looking a lot healthier in this ear canal now than it did. Patient hearing so much better. I was really having to shout when the patient first arrived into clinic, but by the end of this, they were hearing so much better. They've agreed to come back in about 6 months so we can check how everything's looking then, and then we'll gauge it whether we need to see this patient a little bit more often or a little bit less often based on what's built up in that 6 month period. So there we go. This is what came out all out of that one ear canal. That piece to your left, my right, of the screen, or the top now, was that large chunk of dead skin we took away at the very end. So we've got, what's that, 1 3/4 inches, 4.5 centimeters there, guys. Well, guys, if you did enjoy the video, don't forget you can subscribe, you can follow. If you did enjoy it, you can give us a thumbs up, a heart. If you want to share, that'd be absolutely fab as well. But as always, guys, take care of yourselves, take care of your ears, and take care of one another. I think you'll see me and the lovely Mr. Taylor Green tomorrow. So we'll see you then. Bye, everyone.